Do-do-do-do, it's Camdork.
Hello everyone, this is Camdork, and welcome to episode 13 of Season 3 of my Buildcraft, where we play Minecraft with the mods Buildcraft, Railcraft, and Forestry. Welcome back, guys, welcome back. We're sitting in front of the tree farm, and in today's episode, I plan on doing some things around the base that we need. We need to kind of update this farm. As you see, it's running sallow, and that's sort of because it's all dried up. It needs some water. It needs and it needs some expansion as well. Not the farm itself, but I have a lot of wood being generated by this farm, so it's doing pretty well. The problem is that these coke ovens are usually full, and I want more charcoal. So I want to increase the throughput here of charcoal, and that means add more of these coke ovens. The other thing to note that we're going to get on right away is that I need water. These farms are out of water. The water that I have is... Okay, I didn't necessarily want those, but the water I have is supplied by these two tanks, and that's it. These tanks don't... The water tanks are kind of infinite water, and it's sort of free infinite water. However, they just don't supply that much, and I'm using it for the steam boiler, which is kind of, running a lot to supply some energy to the farms, and I can use some of this power as well to supply some extra water. And we're just going to do that through a pump and, set up a little infinite spring here. I think I can use just a 2x2. We're gonna give it a shot. I usually do a 3x3, but we're gonna give it a shot with a 2x2. A 2x2 infinite spring. I believe it is fine with a 2x2. But if not, well, we will see, and it's not a big deal. I'll just expand it. Infinite springs, as you know, probably if you play Minecraft at all, you make them this way, and if you grab any little block, it refills itself. This also is true with pumps, which periodically remove a block. I don't think this is going to be an issue at all, but we will see. I think I can just put the pump right here. I don't think it really needs to go higher. I usually put it up one, but why? It doesn't make any sense. What I do need to do, however, is I would like to connect this to power. Kinesis. This stone kinesis pipe is way more than enough power. We don't need that much power here at all, because we're not going to be pulling this power through... you know what? I want to do it this way instead. Let's go there. All right, it will supply some power, but the pump has nothing. Yeah, it seems to be doing okay. It's pulling out some water every now and then, and it's storing it up inside the actual machine. It doesn't have anywhere to go. We need some pipes. I have some here. So fluid pipes, we can use cobblestone fluid. It doesn't transport a whole lot of liquid, and that is okay here. I don't think I need that much, because the farms don't use that much. And plus, I have all cobblestone fluid pipes here anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. What I do want to do, however, is I do want to change this to an iron fluid pipe. I believe I have some. Yeah, I just need one. And we'll need the wrench. And so we'll just get rid of that guy. Come on. We'll put an iron fluid pipe here, and that's what I want it to go. I want it to go down, and we're just gonna do it this way. So I'm gonna hook up into here. I guess I'll just have to dig. Guess we're just gonna have to dig. Yeah, the pump is not running now because reasons. Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3 over, so I will just do it. Oops. Do it this way. 1, 2, 3. And then we should meet up with it right here. I did not count properly. That is okay, because everybody needs a little extra torch there. Not a big deal, a little extra room to maneuver. And here we go. But our water problems could be solved. If not, I'll probably add some more, but basically you get the idea. This should help things quite a lot. And this water should now go there. I realize that this is actually a bad thing, right? Because we do need to actually provide some water to this as well. So, you know what? This can't be that. Just put that way. If water goes up, it's not really a big deal, right? I don't think so. You know what? I'm gonna put it here. And make it go down. Just a minute. We'll do it this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now all the water is going down and it splits. Okay, that's the way to do it. Because before, we don't want things going up because that's actually where the water's coming from. We don't want things going back here because that's where the water's coming from. We want all the water to go down here, and we want it to go partially to our steam boiler because that needs water, as well as our farms, which also need water. Okay, so I'm going to grab a few extra things, and we're going to get to work. We're going to start on this coke oven expansion, and the first thing I'm going to do is make put in the new coke ovens. They're going to go right above this. We're just going to have a coke oven tower, as it were. For now, I'm just going to have 2 more added, and then maybe in the future we'll add some more, but it's going to be easy enough to add 2 more, so I'll do that in a minute here, and I'll be right back. Well, that worked. It's certainly running now where it wasn't before. But we have some water. It's building up a little bit, but you see it's being used fairly quickly. So I think what I'll end up having to do is right now all the pipe that's going to these 2 farms and here is cobblestone. And cobblestone fluid pipe just doesn't have the throughput. It's only 10 millibuckets per tick. And that's what the little MB stands for. Stone is 20, so it probably will be a little better to switch to stone. I'll probably keep this part cobblestone, but from here down I'll switch to stone. And in fact, that one little pipe right here probably should be quartz because it'll be accepting a little bit more. But anyways, that's what I'll probably do, and I'll probably switch this to stone as well. I'll do that later, though. It's not a big deal right now. Anyways, you might notice that now we have 2 more coke ovens. And kind of have to think about how to do this with the piping. So right here, what's happening is that items are coming from the farm. They're being labeled with this magenta, and they're being filtered to go either into here or here. So approximately half of them go to the coke ovens, and the other half get right back to here. If there is no spot for these items in these coke ovens, and I can ensure that it's being pushed in as much as possible because we have this pipe right here is a clay insertion pipe. And if you don't know about clay insertion pipes, when you put them next to an inventory, an item coming through will be, the clay insertion pipe will try to put that item in the inventory. If it does not, then, things pass through as normal. But it's not a 50-50 case. So if we just continued the stone transport pipe and just left a stone transport pipe here, there are many directions in which this item could go, and it wouldn't necessarily be going into here. As you see, an apple's coming through too, because we get apples from this farm. They, of course, can't go into these coke ovens, even if there is room. And as such, they will kind of go around here, and sometimes they go a bunch of times, but eventually they make their way back to here. So what I want to do is keep this type of loop. What we'll do is we'll just extend it here. Actually, I don't need stone. I need a clay insertion pipe right here. And if I do that, it will try to now deliver items into these ovens, which is great. I do need to have a return, though, so at this point, I need to have another stone pipe. This will complicate things now, of course, because things will be going like just crazy go nuts here. I will have to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to color these things different. I'm going to use a paintbrush. I think that's actually the easiest way. We need to just make sure that these pipes don't connect, so they have to be different colors. If you just color one, it won't. It'll connect to the other one. We need to color both. So if I just color one, that's great. It's just yellow. It's not a big deal. But if I color this one, now look, they don't touch, they don't intersect, and now we have a nice loop going on, which is what we want. You know what? That's actually fine. We can have items go half up here and half this way, and that's totally fine. They'll make their way to the ovens. If they end up going up and these guys are full, they'll just continue going down and go into one of these guys, and then eventually they might go around and around and around. Things that can't go into anything, like this piece of sand, will make their way eventually back to here, and then eventually make their way into here for my kind of excess items stuff. So cool. All right, so that's great. That's what I want to do. And darn it if it isn't nighttime, but maybe we'll continue this. Yeah, we'll continue this in the night. It's okay. I like to live dangerously. So we need to pull items out of here. We need to pull the charcoal out when it gets made, as it's getting made. And then, of course, we also need to pull the creosote oil out. And here you'll notice that we're almost full. If this gets full of creosote oil, it stops working. So we need to make sure that we can pull this out. The reason why it's not being pulled out here is because our tank in the front is full. So we can increase the size, but that doesn't really solve our problem. We'll get to that in a minute. For now, let's just deal with our items, and we'll pull out items on this side of the coke ovens. So I think what I want to do is I want the items to kind of just go straight down here, and as such, I have these sandstone transport pipes, which only connect to other pipes, so it won't actually connect here, whereas if I put another normal pipe right next to it, you see it connects. This sand transport pipe does not, sandstone pipe does not. Just because we want it to look nice, we'll keep it like this, and hopefully creepers don't come. You know what? This is going to be a problem, isn't it? Yeah, this is going to really be a problem. I see creepers around, and I really don't want to lose a lot of these things to griefing creepers, but no, we're gonna forge on. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna be all right. So sandstone up to here. I'm gonna have this be my place to pull out an item. So I'll do it like here. And I'll do this side first, and then I'll do the other side. We can put a redstone engine here. Yes, I can use alt-archic gates, but guys, I do not have them. So I actually can't use them right now. And I'll put a basic gate on here, and we'll set up the logic for that in a minute, because right now we have nowhere for these items to go. I will continue this sandstone pipe down here, and we now have a skeleton coming to say hello to us. Where's the skeleton? This makes things interesting. Alright, as long as it's not a griefing creeper, we're okay. Any creepers? There's a creeper over there, there's a creeper over there. I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. Alright, so I'm going to have the sandstone pipe come down there. I will likewise have another sandstone pipe come down on this side. So it'll be here. Oops. It'll be coming down right here. And we want to make these meet up, and they're going to meet up also with basically here. So I think I'm going to have them meet up right here. In order to do that, we need an iron pipe. Right, just like that. And I will... It's already actually set up to go in the right place. So there we go. So everything's going into the open area right there. And yeah, there we go. That's it. I will need another iron pipe right here. Not a problem. Because this is where I will have things meet up. They're going to go this way. And let's do this. Stone transfer pipe. And you know what? I a lot of times do this piping work off camera, but I decided, maybe this time I'll do this on camera while I'm recording, just because, you don't get to see it too often. And we're pretty close to this free farm, huh? That's all right. Sandstone pipe. We'll do this again, and we won't do that. We'll do this. And we'll also do a wooden extraction pipe, same deal. We'll do the redstone engine once again, and finally the basic gate. And right now, what we're going to be doing is saying if items are in the inventory, we'll whoops, nope, redstone signal. I think that works still. I just had it closed, but I think it works. Yeah, looking okay. Okay, cool. We'll do the same thing over here. Items in the inventory. Items in inventory. Redstone signal. Cool. Okay, there you go. That's all you need. And I'm gonna do the same thing basically to the liquids over there. That I will do just on my own. I'll show you how it looks, and I will probably do that not in the night, because it is kind of scary that creepers can be around, and in this side of things, creepers are hanging out over here. Anyways, I'll be right back, and see you in a second. So I decided that, well, maybe you should see this anyways, because we're going to be doing some kind of interesting things with the fluids here. So on the other side, we're pulling out items. On this side, we're pulling out fluids. The ones on the bottom, yeah, they're doing their thing. So we're not going to worry too much about them, but for this, I increased the size of our tank. And as you see, it doesn't really solve our problem of too much fluid. So in the end, these two coke ovens on the bottom got to expend some of their fluid, but pretty soon they're going to be full up again, and then they're going to stop working. So we have too much creosote oil. I have no other purpose other than making rails with it, and I do have plenty over there. Remember, we are transferring every now and then with a robot. So it's more than enough. And so in this case, what I want to do is, I'm going to have to pull out some. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to pull out, I'm going to do it here, and we're going to pull them out with redstone engines here and here. That's fine. And then what I'm going to do is, let's see, we need some, cobblestone's fine. We don't need to pull it out that fast. It doesn't generate that fast. We definitely could pull it out quicker than it can generate. And I think I need to go on this side. It's going to be easier. I want these two pipes to converge, and let's see, maybe I'll put it there. Ugh, no, I won't. Either. This is awkward. It's awkward no matter how you slice it. Okay, there we go. So right now, it's really awkward. Okay, right now I need to put a. I think I need to put a cobblestone pipe. No, I need sandstone fluid pipes because I do not want it to connect back up. We don't want to transfer it back in there. Right here. Yes, I need it right here. Right. Oh, nope. That's not what I want. I want this one. And I'll put it maybe right here. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. Do the same thing over here. We'll convert it right there. And then let's go back on this side. Come back up here, Oops. Not where I wanted to put it. There we go. Okay, so right here is where we want to put the next pipe. Now, which pipe we want? Do we want an iron pipe? Well, no, actually we want a clay fluid pipe because this does the same thing as the clay insertion pipe for fluids as it does for liquids. There we go. Okay, so it's going to, every bit of liquid that comes here is going to try to put it into this, which is an inventory, this tank. If it doesn't fit, then it can go somewhere else. Now, how we are going to get rid of the excess fluid is just to destroy it. And we're just going to do it this way. If we put a void fluid pipe here, it'll destroy the fluids. Now, the creosote oil will not go into this void fluid pipe unless this is full. In which case, then it will only go into this void fluid pipe. So it will actually solve our problem of too much fluid. And it will remove the excess creosote oil from these guys because we have access. I'm not worried about having not enough creosote oil. If I really have a concern, I can just increase, my stuff here. So if there's any fluid in the tank, we want the redstone signal to go on, and likewise we'll do the same thing here. If there is any fluid in the tank, redstone signal on, and there we go. All the fluid right now, it's hard to see, but maybe it is. Nothing is going here, you might notice. Everything's going into there and being destroyed. We're going to do the same thing down here, where we'll switch this cobblestone fluid pipe out with a clay fluid pipe, so everything goes there, except when there's too much, it'll go here. When there's too much, maybe I'll put it here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which side I put it on, just I probably shouldn't put it over there. And there you go. And it does look kind of ugly. I might want to fix that later, but that's fine. Who cares? It's okay. And there we go. That's actually pretty good. So we solved our problem of too much creosote oil being generated. We are destroying a lot of it now, but that's okay. That's okay. That's kind of the idea. We have plenty in here, and we have plenty in our base. So that pretty much does that. That's how we're increasing our throughput now, because we now have a lot of oak wood in all of these coke ovens, which is great. And our farm is getting a little more water than normal. We're going to start to not have so much excess here, but we're still going to have a bunch of excess. And I do need to, however, still fix my water problem, and I can do that by just better pipes. But as you see, this is actually not too bad. Now that we have kind of fixed the problem, we might not need those stone fluid pipes. I'll give it some more time and see. And oop, I just fell down the hole. Anyway, now with the rest of the episode, we're going to start to look into another thing related to fluid, and that is Oil Town. We need a way to get to Oil Town, which is about a few hundred blocks this way, and I want to use trains to do that. And so we're going to start to build our rail line that goes to Oil Town. It also goes to a stronghold that's way north as well. So I'm going to be starting to build that, and we're going to start to use some track-laying minecarts to help us out. So I'll be right back, and we'll start setting that up. When it's all said and done, we'll be laying around maybe 1,100, 1,200 pieces of track, and it would be really nice if I didn't have to lay all those manually. And as it turns out, we have something to help us, which is called this. It's a track layer cart. And we're in the creative world, and you see I've laid a bunch of tracks already, because this this track layer cart, it's pretty easy to use, but it has a little bit of, well, things to it that we might want to, there we go, thank you, creative mode, that we might want to mess with a bit. So if we see this track layer card, if we right-click on it, you see it has an interface. You have to select a pattern, so you want it to lay these standard tracks. You can have it lay any type of track, and you can give it a stock. So we can give it 64. We're going to be laying, 1,000 tracks or so. So we need to have an inventory connected to this that automatically fills this stock. And luckily we can do that. We can just put a chest cart right next to it. If we link the two up, and then we add the chest carts into here, as you see, it automatically kind of keeps a stock of one track in here. As it uses it, it'll lay it. So if we just kind of push this over, you see how it's blinking, and every time it blinks, it's laying down a piece of track. Well, that's nice, but we'd like to actually make this thing move, so we can use a locomotive to get it to go. Let's turn the locomotive in the proper direction, and let's go ahead. Let's do it at slow speed. And as you see, there it goes. So it's real simple to use this thing. It just lays down track. And if we want to switch from normal track to high-speed rail, we can actually do that with, I think it's actually another one of these carts, a track relayer cart, right? We can replace the track with another cart. So there's all these sort of like make your own track things. You can actually have at the end a cart that that picks up track as well. Yeah, remove cart. So we can just actually have this like automatic laying its own track cart. The problem we're going to run into is turns. So when we want to turn the track, well, how do we do it? Well, you might think we can just kind of put a track right here, and that should automatically, once it lays a piece of track here, it should turn. And so let's see what happens. So if we have this thing going, there we go, and it should turn. Okay, it does not. That's weird. Okay, well, fine. I'll just put the track here and here, and now it will definitely turn. Yep, okay, so there you go. And it lays okay, but it does a hairpin turn. What's going on here? Let's try it again. Let's put a track right here. Okay, it doesn't go. That makes sense. That's what happened before. If I do the double, another hairpin turn? Aw, darn it. So, okay, what if we go a few of these? Seems to work, but it lays a piece of track there. So you see it's kind of, there's kind of a little bit of playing around that we have to do. And in fact, in order for it not to lay a piece of track in the corner, so what we can do is we know that this doesn't work. It actually does in a few different directions, but it doesn't in every direction. This always works, meaning you can have it turn, but the problem with two pieces of track is that we have a hairpin turn. If we put three, we get a normal 90-degree turn, and this track works fine, but we also get a piece, we'll get this. We'll get a piece of track laid down there, which we don't want. So what if we kind of just do this? What if we actually make the turn with a few little pieces of track? And it turns out this actually works just fine. So as long as we do it that way, we'll be okay for our turns, and the cart will just kind of go on its merry way. But I won't have to manually place tracks. Now, what about, another thing I want to know, what about does it go up and down? And as it turns out, it does indeed. So that'll be kind of cool and useful. And so it's a very, very useful little thing here we got going on. And if we stick a, whatchamacallit, an anchor cart, which we have a few of those. Oh, it must have ran out of tracks. Yep, no more tracks. If we stick an anchor cart here, then we'll be able to, a world anchor cart, I should say, we'll be able to just keep it loaded, and it will run until it stops or runs out of track. Okay. So we'll start that up. I'm going to go and revisit the oil village, and we'll set up our track. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. You guys might recall way back in the beginning of this season, we did visit this oil village, and I really haven't been back since because bad things happened. I nearly did not escape with my life, and nearly all the villagers died, so I was a bit worried that we wouldn't have any villagers here, but the good thing is that we do, in fact. So anyways, just to get your bearings, that is north, this is south, where the base is. It's about 800 blocks or so south, and then maybe about 200 or so more to the east, kinda. It works out to be about 1,000 blocks in total. So here at the oil village, there is 1, 2, 3 geysers. Looks like a medium one and 2 large ones, perhaps, at least. And then there's a whole bunch of just standing oil, because this is, in fact, well, it's an oil biome. We'll be able to see when we get closer. It should say desert oil. Yeah, desert oil field. Cool. Anyway, we'll be coming in from this side because I thought it would be kind of cool, and you'll see that the train will come right here. We'll go up here. I've put in a lot of these, as we just looked at before in the creative world. We need this type of configuration so that we don't put a track here, and the track laying cart handles this pretty well. It'll fill in here, and then we'll go right to here. And this is actually track that was already here, so I decided, why not? This is going to be our little station. It was automatically here anyway. I don't know if it comes with a hole in the wall, but there's some weird spawns here, and I also did leave a bunch of items here that we never actually picked up, like this rolling machine would be nice. I'll pick that one up. And I did look around, and there are, in fact, villagers. There's a bunch that are trapped in this house, as you might be able to see right here. So there's about 3 that I trapped in there, and there's another 2 more that I trapped outside, sitting right here. These guys are just kind of kissing, I guess. I don't know. And I think there's another one. I believe he's in here. I believe there's another one in there. I think we just heard him opening doors or something in there. Anyway, so there are villagers here, and that's good. They're trapped, so they're not going to get away, and they're not going to get eaten by zombies, which is really great. And we will try to escape here with our lives once again. But now it's time to go back to the main base and start the cart laying, or the track laying cart, I should say, so that we can finish this full track. So pretty cool. All right, I'll be right back, and when I get there, which is quite a distance away, but as you see, we're going to go here. We're going to go underneath this mountain. It's going to be kind of cool. And so yeah, I had to prepare the way a bit, but it should be fun. All right, I'll be right back. I got everything ready to go now, so my inventory is full of tracks and some of the carts we're going to use because we're going to go along for this ride. The nice part about, I should say this ride is serving 2 purposes. It's serving one in that I need to actually lay the tracks. And the second purpose is so I can see how our locomotive fares in terms of how far it can go. So I believe it is the case from what I found that you can't have the locomotive in the middle. It has to be at the end. And yeah, it has to be at the end of the train. So it can be at the back end, but it can also be at the front end, and cannot be in the middle. So I'm going to want to go along for the ride. I'm going to sit next to the locomotive, and then we're going to have the chest cart, which is the second to the front, supplying tracks to the track layer cart. I do not know if this needs to be right next to this cart. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we'll figure it out if it's required later, but it doesn't really matter. And now we got our train going on, so that's the full train. I need to set up this. I need to know how much fuel this is going to run. So I do have fuel here. So I have charcoal. I'm just going to fill it up with charcoal first. And we want to get this. We want to get this idling. So let's. I think I can just right-click. Yeah, good. Okay. On it, and it fills it up, and then I want to put it in idle mode so it starts going, and then we got to fill it up with some water. Yeah, so I'm going to fill this up totally with water. I think it takes maybe 16 buckets, unfortunately. Oh, no, it's only 6 buckets, so 2 more times. 1 and 2. All right. And 1, and just in case I have 2 buckets, I don't want to fill them with water, just in case we have to refill it along the way. I think it'll probably have enough water, but it does go through water fairly quickly, so it's already kind of going through it in the idling phase. Let's load up with tracks. This is all of my tracks. It's about 15 and a half or so stacks. It should be enough, and oh, I need 1 of these, just 1. And if I say this pattern on the track layer cart is the normal track, it's getting the stock from here, and there you go. Okay, so that should totally work. We should be all set to go. This is good. It's up to temperature, and I think we can run it. We're gonna do it in maybe. We'll do it pretty fast. Why not? Nah, let's go. Let's go full speed ahead. All right, full speed ahead. This isn't very fast. I can totally just walk along with this. In fact, I will. I will walk along with this, but I can also take. Ah, darn it! It's still doing this. The side thing, but that's okay, I guess. I guess that's okay. I just remove the tracks every now and then. So I did have to prepare the way. I had to plan the way ahead, but this train should be perfectly good. You might notice there's a few colored sheep in my world now. It's not because I just colored them in the wild. They actually got loose from my sheep farm, and now they're just roaming about, and I have a bunch of colored sheep in my world, which is actually pretty cool. I like it. Alright, so I'm going to follow this train along the way. It seems that the locomotive doesn't like pushing a whole lot, but maybe, well, I don't know. Maybe that's as fast as it goes. We'll see. That's as fast as it goes. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Okay, we're going through some fuel. Let's see. Yeah, we're going through some fuel already. I might have to resupply this thing with fuel. I did not bring extra, so hopefully this is enough. If not, then at least I know that I need to supply some fuel for this long journey, likely with my locomotives. Alright, I'm going to let this thing go, and we're going to follow it all along the way. Almost there, and well, we lasted into the night here. Picked up a few mobs along the way into this empty cart, but yeah, we're almost done the tracks. And oh, you little stupid! Ugh. Luckily, no creepers have blown up things yet. We're doing okay on water and fuel, which is good. You know, let me just take them out from a distance. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just be safe here, because I would prefer not to blow up all my newly laid track. Seems to be safe. We'll be all right. And yes, I have died to being run over by this train once. So there's that. There's that. Be careful around trains, guys. When getting in and out of them, they sometimes cause issues. Okay, we got a lot of zombies here, which is expected. But we're doing okay. We're almost there. Zombie. Let's see if we can get one to hop in. Come on, hop in the minecart. Ooh, creeper. Creeper, come in. Come on. Oh, come on. He's not in? Really? The zombie totally went into the minecart before. That was pretty good. Yeah, I think we got one. We captured a creeper. Hooray. Does he get mad at me when I get close? He does. He does. He does. Don't! He does. Comic relief. We're just about here. I think we could probably do the rest from in a manual sense, but anyways, we can kind of add up and tally up. We didn't go through that much charcoal, maybe a stack and a half, I think, kind of. Yeah, something like that. Maybe not even. So that's not bad. I used a lot of charcoal. That's actually now what I remember. The mine carts or trains use a lot of charcoal when you start them up, but then not as much as time goes on. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna take the manual route for laying the rest of the track. I've shown that you can do this pretty well, and the weird part about placing track right here in the middle does happen sometimes, but only when the train turns in a specific direction. And I didn't figure out what that is, but it's not really a problem. But usually it works okay, except if it turns like I think I saw it when it turned from east to north. I saw that. So I don't know. Maybe it places it on the north side of these corners if it's coming from whatever. I'm not really sure what the rule is, but anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode. We have created a length of train track to get us way over here. Our villagers are safe in this village. Hooray! Safely holed up in their houses, which is great. And, well, in the next episodes, we'll probably be trying to build upon this track even further, maybe getting some smart things to it and start collecting some of this oil, because we got a lot. So anyway, I should be using my sword. Okay. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. All right. Take care, and bye-bye.